the lies we tell ourselves, our loved ones, and fellow watch enthusiasts that we share this hobby with. That's what we're talking about today in this casual ramble. And I'm going to talk about 4 pretty common lies that, again, we tell ourselves, our loved ones, or fellow watch enthusiasts. And I'd like to note that not everybody does all of these things. It's not completely universal, but they're pretty common. And the first one is, if I could only have this watch, then I would be happy. Then I would be done. Then I could leave this hobby. You know, we have this idea of utopia sometimes that's only predicated on getting that specific watch that we are yearning for, that we're thinking about, that we're watching reviews on. It's a total lie. I know this happens to most of us in this hobby. We think about our exit strategy. We think about finding lasting contentment. And again, it's always predicated on getting that killer grail watch or that exit watch. And I remember specifically with me, I think it was about 6 years ago, I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if I just sold my Seikos and my other watches and I just bought a Grand Seiko, a 44 GS case with a champagne dial. I'd want to go high accuracy quartz. And then I pair that beautiful watch with a Tudor North flag. So I would have a toolish, rugged sports watch. And then I would mix it up with this refined, hand-finished, beautiful, accurate Japanese-made watch. Again, to pair with my Swiss-made watch. What a duo that would be. I would be done. I would be happy. I would be content. And it's a lie. It is a lie. I look at myself now, however many years later, and one could argue I have an even better collection. I've gone through multiple Tudor watches and Grand Seiko watches, and there's no end in sight, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I know sometimes we tell ourselves, no, really, Bruce, you don't get it, right? You see so many watches. If I really did have that Black Bay, or if I really did buy that overseas, then I would be happy. Seriously, you just don't get it, Bruce. No, I get it. Trust me, I get it very well. There is never an end in sight when you have the addiction. Why would you try to leave a hobby that, brings you contentment, that brings you happiness, that brings you excitement? The exit strategy, the exit watch, the grail watch, the if I just had this, then I would be happy type watch. It's a myth, guys. It's a myth. It's a lie we tell ourselves, our family members, and others. Now, the next one, this one is rather interesting. It kind of comes down to trashing watches, verbally saying, hey, that watch sucks because X, Y, Z. And I engage in this. I don't do it very often on my channel because I like presenting watches that I'm personally interested in. But I've done my fair share of Invicta bashing or fake watch bashing in my day. In fact, I get a little bit of savage pleasure when I do that. But I think a lot of us sometimes we will trash a watch, and it will be because we subconsciously love that watch, and maybe it's just not in the cards right now. For one, maybe it's not available, or maybe it's out of our budget, or for whatever reason, we'll go, man, this Breitling, it's so stupid. Why didn't they put a date on that? They're idiots. This is insulting. We can trash a watch because we subconsciously love that watch, and it's a coping mechanism. I'm going to say I don't like it because I can't have it and I want it, or I think I would be happy if I actually had it. Now, it goes the other way too. There are times where we really love on a watch and we say, hey, this is amazing because X, Y, and Z. And then, 6 months later, we don't even think that watch is exciting anymore. It's because we get caught up in the hype, in the heat of the moment. We get sucked in. I've been guilty of that. I think a lot of us have been guilty of that. So sometimes when we are overly critical or overly happy, it's not authentic. It's not realistic. It's a lie that sometimes we tell ourselves, our family members, or other watch enthusiasts that we share this hobby with. Now, I've got 2 more lies that we commonly hear in this hobby. And the next one is our own value, or the perceived value that we place on one of our watches when we go to sell it or to trade it, either with a fellow watch enthusiast or with a dealer or an authorized dealer. You know, we have this idea of what we should expect for that watch because, hey, we paid X amount and we should get this amount. And oftentimes we overvalue our watches. They're not worth what we think they're worth. And so, I think the true value of any watch is what somebody will pay you for that watch. That's the real value. So it doesn't matter what your insurance receipt says or how much you paid for it or how much you would like to get for it, because you're going to take that amount and put it toward the next watch in this addiction. No, it's all about what somebody will pay you. And oftentimes that's lower than the price we tell ourselves, our spouses, and fellow watch enthusiasts. Now let's go to the last lie. This is what I like to call the selfish lie. And it takes place when usually a big event happens in our life. Like we have our first child or our next child, and we say, you know what? I'm going to go buy that tutor that I've been really wanting. And I'm going to give that to my child when they turn 18. This is all about my kid. This is how I can bond with my child, with my posterity. But no, it's a lie. You're doing it because you want to buy a watch and you're looking for an excuse to buy and wear that watch. It's all about you. It's not about them. It also happens when you want to buy a matching set. Like, hey, I'm going to buy this Black Bay 41 and I'm going to get my wife the 36 or the 32. I'm going to get this chronomat and I'll get one for my wife as well. I'm going to do a his and hers type of purchase. And we do it because, yeah, it would be nice to match a watch with your spouse, but it's because you want to buy a watch. It's a selfish reason. It's not for them. I think the only time that this is not a selfish lie is when that individual, whether it's your child or whether it's a significant other, if they are as into watches as you are or greater, maybe they have the sickness to a higher degree, then it's a more meaningful gift that you guys can share and enjoy with one another. If it was up to my wife, she wouldn't want no dang Black Bay 32 or something. She'd want to go on vacation, or she'd want to put that money into something more sensible. So I think a lot of times we tell ourselves lies like, hey, we're buying this because of a family member, when in reality, it's not for them at all. It's for us. It's for selfish reasons. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's necessarily anything wrong with any of the things, any of the lies that I've talked about in this video, but I'm curious to hear your opinion. Did I miss any common ones? Do you disagree with me? Please place all of that in the comment section. And if you can think of any new ones, I'd be really interested to hear what you come up with. So thanks for watching this casual ramble today. I've got more on the way, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you next time.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody and stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy and spray.